If you would like to support what I do here, a couple ways that you can do that are listed on the second page of the website that is in my description. I have a clearance sale going on right now on my Depop shop. I'm trying to make space for what my baby on the way will need. I have original merchandise in the merch store. There is a Patreon page where you can get exclusive content for just $3 a month. I'm a Bless Camp brand ambassador, and I have my Mercari shop listed here as well, which has the same items at the same prices as Depop. I will also leave my PayPal link in the description as well. Thank you so much in advance to anyone who decides to support in any of those ways. And now let's get into today's video. So for anyone who needs a refresher, here are the cast of characters for this story. We have Helena Hutchins, the cinematographer, who was shot and killed on the set of Rust. Joel Souza, the film's director, who was also hit by the bullet but was not killed, fortunately. Hannah Gutierrez Reed, who was the armorer on the set. And actor Alec Baldwin, who fired the allegedly inadvertently fatal shot. So, according to USA Today, an assistant director unwittingly handed Alec Baldwin a loaded weapon and told him it was safe to use in the moments before the actor fatally shot the cinematographer. According to everything I've been hearing from people who have familiarity with using guns, which I don't myself, one of the key things, which seems like common sense, is to make sure every time before you are going to pick up a gun and do anything with it, to make sure that it's not loaded with live ammunition, unless of course you are planning to shoot something with it. But on a movie set, you would make sure it's not loaded with live ammunition. And it's my understanding, from what I remember, that this would be done by every single person down the line who handles the gun. So the gun was given to Alec Baldwin by the assistant director, but that person picked it up off of a cart that was nearby, which was stocked by the armorer, Hannah Gutierrez. According to the Daily Beast and some other outlets, this woman was apparently rather inexperienced and new to her field, however. Two production sources told the Daily Beast that filming on the set of her last movie was briefly stopped after she allegedly gave a gun to an 11-year-old actress without checking it properly. Quote, she was a bit careless with the guns, waving it around every now and again. There were a couple times she was loading the blanks and doing it in a fashion that we thought was unsafe, end quote. So it appears that there was apparently a lot of negligence and lack of attention to detail around safety protocol in this area on this film set of Rust. Maybe if instead of working on anti-NRA activism, Alec Baldwin had studied some of their gun safety rules, things would have gone much better. The fundamental NRA rules for safe gun handling are always keep the gun pointed in a safe direction, which did not seem like it was happening in this instance. Always keep your finger off the trigger until ready to shoot. And always keep the gun unloaded until ready to use, so that apparently was a problem as well. But now let's talk a little more about Helena Hutchins, because I just saw through the grapevine a very interesting possible angle to this situation that makes the pieces sort of come together more in my mind if it is true. According to her website, Helena was originally from Ukraine, grew up on a Soviet military base, held a graduate degree in international journalism from Kiev National University, and previously worked as an investigative journalist with British documentary productions in Europe. So this is the post that I saw going around on Instagram alleging that Helena was about to be involved in a documentary about Hollywood You Can See What rings. However, as you can see, there is no place where it says what the source is or what the name of the documentary was. However, I did find that there is a documentary called The Monsters coming out soon, talking about Mr. Epstein. And it does make sense to me that this would be something that Helena would have been interested in, given her investigative journalism background. But like I said, I couldn't find any actual evidence that she was going to be working on this documentary. But when I first heard about this story about Alec Baldwin, when I looked into it, I was actually caught off guard that all the articles were saying that it was an accident because, I don't know, I guess usually when you hear about shootings, it's usually intentional. So it just made me wonder if there was anything more to the story that just wasn't in the news yet. And if Helena was going to be working on this type of documentary, it would just kind of make things make more sense in my head. Because how is there that much negligence on a film set? I know the armorer was inexperienced, so maybe it was just that, but this is just an interesting thought for me. But I can neither confirm nor deny, I have no idea if it's actually true. Just a thought. But regardless of the validity of any of that, I can confirm, as is to be expected, that this situation has sparked debate about guns.
A heated debate on the use of prop guns has been reignited following the recent on-set shooting death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins. Many people in the industry are questioning whether prop guns, some of which are real guns loaded with blank rounds instead of bullets, should be used going forward. Rick Palaziole is the owner of the California-based prop weapon supplier Weapons of Choice. He says he stopped renting fireable guns to film productions more than 20 years ago because he was concerned about the risks involved with blank cartridges. Indie film director Ben Rock.
Every armor, I've ever worked with takes that job outrageously seriously because their job is firearm safety. And if somebody gets injured, it's really on them. It's like if they don't handle their job right, something like this could happen.
Rock said he has pushed back on the use of firing blank rounds for years.
We're also pretending about everything else. I don't see why we can't pretend about this too.
The debate about prop guns was also mentioned on USA Today. And although this is just a debate about prop guns being used on movie sets, really, in my mind, it's just a piece of, or maybe a nudge in the direction of the larger debate about limiting gun rights overall in the United States. And that is of great concern to me because the end game, so to speak, of that could potentially turn out to be something like the type of stuff that is going on currently in Australia, which, in my belief, needs to be absolutely avoided. But those are my thoughts on this whole situation. I would love to know what yours are, so please leave them in the comment section below. And since you liked the video enough to make it all the way to the end, please don't forget to click the thumbs up, share with somebody else who would also find it interesting, and make sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss the next episode. If you would like to support what I do here, please don't forget to check out the link in the description, or you can leave a PayPal donation. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful night, afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time zone you are in, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.